make sure to check out my unbiased immigration story about the time my ass almost got deported. Link down below.
All right. Looks like I'm back on my political shit. Haven't done one of these in a while. Let's go. Start the clock.
Start the clock.
We're back where we
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. But lots of change in the Republican Party. Lindsey Graham dropped dead. You know this. And
Oh,
Mitch
man.
McConnell also died, but he still wanders the earth. But, you know, Lindsey was kind of the Trump whisperer. You know, he really was the guy that the Senate
Trump
said they're going to
whisperer.
miss him for that because, and boy, Trump needs it because the poll numbers are not good. 73% of Americans say Trump has not paid enough attention to the important problems.
I'm not surprised. Even what they call the MAGA podcasters, they're turning against him. Almost all of them.
Trump gave a big speech about the election, the 2020 election.
Oh, God.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you know.
Yeah, come
You
on.
fucked a porn star. Melania didn't hold this much of a grudge. And summer's tricky now, you know. You want to get a good tan, but not so good you get picked up by ice.
Oh, yeah. I want to be the part that actually happens.
Oh, man. Speaking of that, you think we have immigration problems? Did you see what happened in Spain yesterday?
Dang.
60,000 people in one day bum rushed the border and got through. This is and this poor Spain. At the same time, they're having horrible fires. Spain is the new California. The northern part is on fire. The southern part gets overrun by migrants, and everybody speaks Spanish. It's the new California.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we with the war? Since our last show was June 26th. Where are we? Well, we won. Many times we won. We've won many times, and we're still fighting. Trump's very mad now because Iran fired missiles, and now they hit 2 of our tankers. I mean, it's one thing to fire on the troops, but not the oil.
Oh, Lord forbid.
More people now in this country use marijuana on a daily basis than use alcohol or cigarettes. On the bright side, they have developed AI holograms of deceased people. You know,
Oh, God.
your loved ones, there they are now. It's a way to deal with grief and also a way so Mitch McConnell can keep voting. We got a great show. Erin Brockovich.
Hey,
There you
I
are.
like her, man. He brought down PG&E. That's hard to do. Well, I wouldn't say brought down, but
Look at that. Erin Brockovich, still a big
he
star.
took on PG&E.
Good. We remember what you did with the environment and stopping people from poisoning the water, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I started researching data centers. Well,
What did the email say?
They were concerned about these data centers that were being placed in their backyards.
Why?
Because these big data centers have to feed AI the beast.
Yeah.
So we've always had data centers. They're generally
But
smaller.
what does it matter if I live next
medium-sized.
door to one?
Why the hell are they cutting her off so much?
Because they're
That's why we're building data centers.
Yeah.
Because people use this shit so much. If they weren't looking
Yeah.
at videos of a raccoon every day,
yeah.
people are pissed off because you live next door to something that is always humming and light, a lot of, even at night, sounds like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a
Yeah.
spaceship.
Well-
It's not going away.
Right.
It can't because we
Right.
don't control it anymore. It takes an incredible amount of water to cool these incredible giant supercomputers that they use. I don't think it's the land. We have the land. I don't know why we're putting them in places like near Louisiana, near cities.
Right.
Why don't we build them
Yeah.
in our 51st state where it's cold?
Well, absolutely.
I remember some podcaster asked, why don't you just build all these data centers in Antarctica? Everybody laughed at him, made jokes, but it's kind of true. Not Antarctica, but like somewhere like Alaska. plenty of land, really cold. You might not even need water because the temperature is so cold, it'll keep the hopefully cool.
Golf and fucking raising, what do we, almonds is the thing we raise.
Yeah. A whole
With
gallon of water for one almond.
I'm against both of them. So many people say these days, we gotta be having more babies. We are not having enough babies. People get to fucking. And I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the cognitive dissonance. You do know when you have more babies, they're going to need more resources. Can we fit them on the planet? Yes, we can fit them. But there's only so much water.
From what I understand, I think it's new people in order to take care of the older people. Social Security is going to collapse if we don't bring in new workers. New tax money.
That had moratoriums or bans?
Right, New York banned it, so they're not going to have to live next week. But my guess is they're going to be using what the data centers produce. Okay, so it's just one of those not in my backyard issues, isn't it? Everybody's a hypocrite. Oh, we can't have it, but I will use it.
Well, and so there's a movement happening around out there with
it sounds like it's going to be awesome when Julia Roberts plays you in this book.
You know, they criticized Julia Roberts because she won the Oscar Best Actress for playing her. And she didn't even thank her in her acceptance speech.
Good to see you again.
Oh, the bald guy, man, he's hilarious.
And he is a professor at NYU Stern School of Business, podcast host to say the least, and author of the book Notes on Being a Man. Scott Galloway, our friend, is here.
Yeah.
AI has become smarter than us and begins improving itself at a rate that we can't control. Are we there? Am I panicking for no reason?
Not yet.
President Trump won't do this, but I think we're going to get to the point where there will be some federal architecture regulating AI companies, because we can't just let these masters of the universe hoard all of this information that could
sounds
be
like it's
hugely
already.
destructive.
It sounds to me like it's already too late for that.
Federal ban or regulation. What about China? That would be a big issue because right now they're racing. A lot of countries are racing to see who could have the best AI tech. And if you hold back companies in the U.S., China's definitely going to win that race. And with no regulation.
That look at how powerful my technology is, but invest in my company so I can sell shares and peace out to Côte d'Azur with Russian whores. Excuse me for saying that. That's not. America's become a giant bet on AI. And look at what China's doing. China is doing the equivalent of steel dumping, but with AI. They are dumping cheap LLMs into.
What? Cheap what?
So basically, they're dumping cheap AI into the United States. 80% of token usage, which is a measurement for how much AI is used. Basically, Beijing is doing to Silicon Valley what Tokyo did to Detroit, but they've done it in 20 weeks versus 20 years. And that could crash the economy.
So not good news. It's just, okay. We have to talk about Dr. Fauci. You know, it's a shame that when COVID came, we were already past the point in this country where anything could be discussed without partisanship entering its ugly head into the debate. You know, a pandemic is the fog of war. Yeah. You know, did he lie? He absolutely did.
Yeah.
We absolutely caught him in lies.
If you go watch videos of him being interviewed about the AIDS epidemic in the early 80s, he was just throwing stuff out there, man, that had no proof at all. Like real dangerous stuff. And he did it again with COVID.
Do you see any direction, any turn that has been made in this disease, given especially Oleski's work?
I think there's no question about that. As you know, this syndrome has been evolving over the past several months. It seems that as every month or even week goes by, we learn a little bit more about how it can go out of its original epidemiological constraints. Early on, as you know, the disease was felt to be limited to the male homosexual community and then the IV drug users, and then we began to see that groups like Haitians, hemophiliacs, the implications of possible transmission via blood transfusions. when you have a situation that we're seeing here with this recent article by Oleski, in which children, household contacts of either individuals with AIDS or individuals at high risk for AIDS, have indeed, at least a significant number of them, have what looks like a syndrome that's identical to AIDS syndrome, that tells you that it's quite possible that just intimate contact outside of the sexual contact blood transmission route is a possible mechanism whereby this disease can be transmitted. If that's the case, then indeed the implications for the spread to even other groups besides infants and children become something that needs to be reckoned with. So I think it is going to have a major impact on our thinking about what the real confines of this syndrome will be.
I mean, what are we talking about, other intimate contact?
Well, for example, there have been some cases of AIDS in women heterosexual partners of individuals who either had AIDS or at high risk of AIDS, like IV drug users and Haitians or what have you. Now, indeed, if one can have contact that is intimate, not necessarily sexual, then one's talking about the possibility of spreading out of groups that you would feel, if you stay away from sharing a needle with or having intimate sexual contact, that you're safe from the disease. This brings in the implications that there are other ways, just plain close contact. And given the long incubation period of this disease, we may be starting to see, as we're seeing virtually as the months go by, other groups that can be involved, and seeing it in children is really quite disturbing.
When you say other close contact, give me some examples.
Well, for example, if the close contact of a child is a household contact, perhaps there will be a certain number of cases of individuals who are just living with and in close contact with someone with AIDS or at risk of AIDS, who does not necessarily have to have intimate sexual contact or share a needle, but just the ordinary close contact that one sees in normal interpersonal relationships.
The other thing is, releasing the diary, it is the most embarrassing public releasing of anything since Anthony Weiner put out a picture of his...
I was reading.
Fauci had been in Washington for decades and was a frontline leader on AIDS and HIV
research,
and became a hero during COVID, which we all remember. The diaries were a little very cringe, but at least, he's keeping journals in the year of our Lord 2020. Good for him for writing.
He was caught in actual lies. He was telling people, and the big issue to me is the origin of this, which is very important. How did it start? And he was telling people up front when it first began, it was from the wet markets. It could not, that's a conspiracy theory. If you say it escaped from the lab. And he knew better, because we have him in his diary telling us what he was saying to other scientists. And again, if we weren't so partisan, we could just say, gain of function research, Obama told him not to do it. I would always have said, don't do it.
And now, thanks to Fauci mostly, and the CDC, people don't have no more confidence in them. If this thing ever happens again, no one's going to believe a single word. That's going to be an even bigger disaster.
Asian folks were being assaulted across the country.
Yeah.
Gun purchases by Asian Americans went through the roof because they were scared of the backlash from the coronavirus.
Well, I mean, it was called
Corona.
A flu after where it came
Haven't
from.
heard that in a long time.
Every flu and disease throughout our history.
Yeah.
West Nile. I mean, I could name all of them. Spanish flu. They just do that. Yes, Trump, of course, made it worse. Duh.
Like
But if
always.
you look at, moving on to something else very important, raccoons have been on my mind.
Dear God.
What? Wait. I think you're way ahead of me. We're talking about Jimothy. You know who Jimothy is? He is what a story. He's this raccoon. There he is, Jimothy. He's in the Seattle area. Yes, he has a spinal deformity. And the haters come out of the woodwork, and that's what happened with poor Jimothy. They got a hold of his old tweets.
Oh, man.
Sydney Sweeney, I wouldn't mind knocking over those cans. Hot tip, want to get laid? Take your girl to eat out of Bill Cosby's garbage.
Oh.
Doesn't have to be garbage, but Ariana Grande should eat something.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
Jimothy, I can't stand all the flopping in soccer. If I want to watch someone play dead, I'll fuck a possum. Oh. Unpopular opinion. Some babies deserve rabies.
Oh, come on.
More people smoke pot. It's great.
Yeah.
Here's a big one. We are now in a place in this country where gambling, we spend more money gambling than on everything else combined. Movies, TV, music, books.
And by the way, young women gambling on Kalshi, putting prediction market bets on who's getting voted off Love Island. It's not just young men.
You need to take less risk on a screen and more risk off a screen. Don't retweet your aunt's conspiracy theory, show up to your aunt's place and help her move. Don't watch as much. I'm not done. Don't watch as much porn. Don't gamble. Gamble with your person. Show up for jobs you're not qualified for. Apply to colleges that you aren't qualified to get into. In real life, in relationships and friendships and taking risks, you play this game long enough, you're going to win. Less risk online, more risk offline.
Yeah. Amen to that.
You have a personal story?
You want to hear a personal story?
Yeah. I mean, you were inspired by his speech about getting laid. Let's hear your story. Time for new rules.
New rules.
Okay, new rule. Now that we know that the Air Force One that Trump got from Qatar has cost $400 million to spruce up and still can't fly overseas because it's not as safe as the old one, I have one piece of advice for the president. If a Qatar wants to give you a great big wooden horse, say no.
Yeah, man.
Since the two big stories of the summer were that America is running out of explosives and Americans all have explosive diarrhea. Stop building bombs to drop on Iran. Drop lettuce. Because not a week goes by where I don't read about some newly chosen, exciting new face in the Democratic Party. And then when that face opens its mouth, the Communist Manifesto or some other crazy shit comes out and impoverish the white middle class.
Man.
What? That's a goal? You know you're supposed to scare people into voting for you, right? That's communism, which we tried, and it doesn't work.
We tried. When? In the United States? I don't remember that. But to be fair, I'm curious myself to see how it would work, but I don't think it would work because it involves human beings, and I think people are just naturally selfish. But communism has never ever been implemented the way it was supposed to be without government interference. In Cuba, Russia, China, North Korea, it's always the government who's in charge when it was really supposed to be the people.
What do they have to do? Tweet out, elect more communists? Oh yeah, Sia Weaver did that. Yes. Good, I'm glad you're shocked. People gotta realize this is going on.
Oh man, this country desperately needs a third, fourth, fifth party, whatever, as many as possible. That way, if you want to be a communist, you want to run that way, go right ahead. You want to be MAGA, or you want to be a moderate conservative, or environmentalist, or libertarian, whatever, then see how many votes you can actually get that way. But with only two parties, you got someone like Bill Maher who doesn't agree with his side because he has no other side to go to. No way he's going to become MAGA. He won't even call himself a Republican or conservative, even though he does have those some conservative views.
And again, they're not lying about who they are. The media is. Ask Ms. Chevalier about the border. She says, yes, literally abolish the border.
Whoa.
You know, if you call a woman a whore and everyone gasps, and then the woman says, oh, no, he's right, I'm literally a prostitute. The far, far left is overwhelmingly made up of affluent, ultra-woke white people. You raised your kids wrong. You told your precious brats that every brain fart was genius, and now those brain farts are becoming Democratic Party policy. And as running for governor of Wisconsin says, I think that my perfect world would be a world without prisons, because we all see the humanity in one another, and then we know nobody's disposable.
Dear God.
Well, murder victims are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you heard this kind of nonsense coming out of the mouth of a teenage beauty queen, it would be an eye roll. No wonder that the most true blue Democrat ever, James Carville, says, there's just some shit I can't be in the same tent with.
He's very, very left.
Carville said, I'm done. I'm not in that fucking political party. Now, Gavin Newsom disagrees. He says he's good with it because the party is a big tent. Well, you know what else you find in a tent? Clowns. I would vote for Sarah Palin before this shit.
That's saying a lot right there.
She's a bimbo, but if you ask... Thank you very much. That's our show.
Let's check out the overtime segment. And they have Erin Brockovich. I like her.
What's the most important thing the average American can do to reduce the exposure to forever chemicals and microplastics? Great question. I think about this myself quite a bit.
What you can do to reduce it?
Yes, your risk.
So if you've got...
Who are you looking at?
What? Over here.
Oh, these people. Okay.
You want me to talk here?
No. I mean, if you talk to them, you can do it like this.
She's a woman of the people.
Okay. And it's what it really call forever chemicals.
Forever
right?
chemicals.
They never...
It's a family of about 13,000 different chemicals. Should I look over here at you guys now?
I understand one of their effects is it makes you turn your head to the left.
That's just kind of what I do.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But so
Well, I never got to
but
ask
how
the
do we?
question.
Please do. I want to know.
So, it is...
Again.
I should be getting that from the state of California?
You should be getting it from your local municipality, a quarterly report of what's in your water.
Okay.
Wow,
I mean, if
that's
California
good,
isn't doing it,
good
trust
info.
me, nobody's doing it. This is the place that does shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we need here, more regulations.
That's
All
one
right.
of the first things you can do, but I'm not going to look to the left again.
All right.
Everyone at this table is going to be on a GLP-1 within 24 months.
But if you live in Greenville, Mississippi,
Not everyone at this table.
No.
Absolutely. They also found out some other...
Everyone should be.
Oh, well, it's not been around long enough, I don't think. What are the...
It's FDA approved. I trust our agencies.
Oh, and when did they ever lie? When did they ever get one wrong?
Well, the fear is it doesn't want to make you eat less. It just makes you want less. That's the fear, right?
I don't want to want less.
Fair enough.
I can control my eating without a drug. People like in 1969, I think you take any crowd shot, like them looking at the rocket going up for the moon landing. Look at the crowd. There's no fat people in the crowd. And trust me, cake was delicious in 1969. What do you make of the online trend, this is for everybody, of Nixon maxing? Nixon maxing.
What's that?
I'm looking. Where young conservatives are rebranding Richard Nixon as a political icon. All I could say is, if you wait long enough, everything comes back in style.